All right. WrestleMania 41 is now in the books. It just ended maybe like an hour ago. And now we're making this my reaction. We're gonna see how my predictions went. I'm gonna talk about the show. I'm gonna overall how I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give it a rating out of 10. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. And Angel, roll that intro. Alright, WrestleMania 41 Night 2 just ended, and I will get to that in a short bit. But WrestleMania 41, there's some things I would like to talk about. Jey Uso tapping out, making Gunther tap out. I was very shocked. Maybe more shocked than the Shockmaster. Jey Uso getting his moment, the moment that he did deserve. Match was a lot better than everybody was talking about. I guess one of my friends told me that Twitter had imploded with hate and everything. I didn't really care. Match was entertaining. Shocked ending. Jey Uso is now the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, one thing I need to talk about from that Gunther match. Gunther needs to fix that fucking powerbomb. He does the powerbomb. It looks so weak. It looks so bad. And especially to one of the powerbombs that we saw later on in that match that Jey Uso gave to him. Oh, I know Gunther's bigger, but fuck. I don't know. I feel like he could just slam him more. But on to the match after that. It was the New Day versus the War Raiders, which I didn't really have high hopes for. I had very low hopes for it, actually, and thank God I left it at those low hopes. The match was, I didn't really get into the match as much as maybe a lot of you did. I don't know, maybe you guys did enjoy it. But my prediction was right, again, 2 for 2, that the New Day would win. No Big E, though. So without Big E coming out and making the big save, this was a waste of a WrestleMania spot. And the SmackDown tag team should have been on here instead of the Raw one. After that match, to my knowledge, it was Jade Cargill versus Naomi. My favorite feud going into the, I thought that Naomi got a new theme, and it is so good. It's better than almost all of the new themes that come out. All the new themes are ass. Def Rebel sucks. Cheeks. It is embarrassing. Like, embarrassingly bad. Jade Cargill got a special entrance, which I thought was unique. It was nice. They had like a little weather report after. And basically, it was just a showcase of the two and who's better at what. Naomi playing a heel, a dastardly heel, and Jade Cargill trying to get revenge, which she does. Maybe they go back at it one more time. I don't know what the circumstances are for that, though. Because Jade already got her win, so I don't see another match happening. A prediction of Jade Cargill winning. And then to the best match of the night. El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix. I do remember. Don't worry, I do remember. Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano coming out to a mariachi band. It was so good. They had the yellow filter on, and from the Gulf of America, the man, the myth, the legend comes out against a third week Rey Fenix, stepping in for Rey Mysterio, who did get hurt on SmackDown. Angel was getting tired of me telling him. Grande Americano, he puts in the metal shit into his mask, and then he just wins. I don't know how to explain it. He just wins. They did tease El Hijo del Vikingo at the beginning of the match, so I am looking forward to that. After that, it was Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu ends up getting the dub in a very entertaining match. There's one spot in the match where Jacob Fatu goes for the double moonsault, and Jacob Fatu catches him in midair with a BFT, which I thought was so cool and so perfectly executed. It looked like for a second that he doesn't get his head wrapped around, which obviously Jacob Fatu's a pretty big fella. But LA Knight gets enough to just make it look like he did enough damage. But Jacob Fatu kicking out, and Jacob Fatu getting the moment that he deserved. And after Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, we went to Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton, which I thought was a little disappointing. There were some spots in the match where it didn't look like they knew what they didn't know what they were doing with each other, where they looked confused, and I felt like some of them were like stiffing each other a little bit. As we saw after the match, Tiffany Stratton had a huge bump on her forehead, and it looked like she had chipped a tooth. She didn't chip her tooth though. I think it was just the makeup coming down and looking like she chipped her tooth, but yeah. Charlotte Flair did end up losing, which shocked me a lot. I feel like it shocked a lot of people that Charlotte did not win here. She just came back from injury. Texas and Charlotte winning championships. Did not strike this time. So Tiffany Stratton is still your women's world champion, and I was wrong on this prediction. But Tiffany Stratton did end up looking good. So that's all that mattered. But on to our main event. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, with Paul Heyman in the corner of CM Punk. And by God, this was the best match of WrestleMania. Nights 1 and Night 2. The pace was good. The storytelling was amazing. The finish was amazing. The person who won was amazing. And everything in this match was just perfect. 5-star classics across the board with these three men brawling and wrestling, and announced tables breaking, and heel turns and cool ass entrances. Roman Reigns coming out alone did look a little weird. Seth Rollins came out with like a fucking trash bag to begin the match. It was kind of strange. I didn't know what was going on. What was going on there? It looked kind of weird, but who's gonna tell Seth Rollins that he had a bad entrance? Nobody. So yeah, and then CM Punk ended up coming out to Fire Burns, at least in the promo package before. They played Fire Burns, and then he comes out to Living Color performing his song, performing Cult of Personality. This is the second time they performed it, because they performed it again at WrestleMania 29 when he went versus The Undertaker, and it was cool. The match, it gets from the jump. It's like singles matches, and then they get to the big triple threat. Roman Reigns and Seth trying to convince Roman damn near the whole time for them to team together, so then they could turn on Cody, because CM Punk doesn't, he shouldn't be here right now, and they could have took him out at War Games. And then Roman Reigns ends up hitting both of them with two giant power bombs through the announce tables, looking like they broke their backs or something. He was lifting them up, slamming them, and it was just so cool. But yeah, my prediction going into it was Seth Rollins. My not prediction though was Paul Heyman joining Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman ends up turning heel on both CM Punk and Roman Reigns, joining Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins now becoming a Paul Heyman guy, ending the night 1 with both Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman standing at the top of the cage, while Roman Reigns and CM Punk are left confused and dazed in the middle of the ring, not knowing what to do next. So where do we go from here? We'll see on Raw. And that was night 1. So my overall thoughts of night 1, I thought night 1 was good. I thought night 1 was entertaining. I thought night 1 had a mixed bag of good and mid. Nothing was really bad. It's just, what was bad was the crowd matches 2 through the middle matches. Other than the opener and the main event, this crowd sounded like they just didn't give a fuck. So Las Vegas, I don't know what was going on night 1, but hopefully night 2 could have been better. At least I wish it was better. But yeah, we went to night 2, and we started the show with Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair in a fucking banger. It was the best women's match of the night. It was the best women's match of the weekend, including NXT Stand and Deliver. Which, if you guys want me to talk about NXT, I can. But back to Io Sky versus Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. These three have chemistry like no other. We are slowly waiting for Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. And just to add Io Sky in this, for whatever reason, for trying to make it more interesting or trying to get everybody on the card, was just brilliant. This was a very fast-paced match with all them doing what they do, and my prediction going into it was Bianca Belair, and Io Sky ended up coming out on top, pinning Bianca Belair. Rhea Ripley not eating the pin, which is making me to believe that she will go versus Io Sky at the probably Backlash for the Women's Championship. Then we moved on to the second match of the evening, which was Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre coming out to an entrance representing Doom. I've never played it before, so I didn't know. Everybody was telling me, oh, Doom, Da Vinci L, your boy Vinci L. I was like, man, what the hell? And then Damian Priest coming out to the guy who plays the guitar in his song. Very solid match. It did what it needed to do. It made Priest look strong. It made Drew look stronger, proving Drew McIntyre worth wrestling for the world title soon. Maybe he does wrestle the eventual winner of our main event, which, if you did watch WrestleMania, you already know who won the main event, but if you don't, I'll save it for the end. But yeah, tables everywhere, stairs everywhere, these two just beating the shit out of each other. Drew McIntyre with, again, another fucking tweet, or not tweet, he made an Instagram post this time, bored at work, LOL, part 2. Genius. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, both geniuses. I'm a big fan of Damian Priest, and everybody thought that Drew McIntyre was being disrespected by being in this spot. Drew McIntyre had the only stipulated match on the card, so I don't think that's disrespected. If anything, I feel like it's a big shout out to Drew McIntyre and what he did all year. So he did end up getting the win here at WrestleMania, beating my boy Damian Priest, and I was a little upset, but I'm not the booker. The match after that was Finn Balor. What we knew was going to be a banger after banger. It did deliver hard. The four of them they had really good chemistry with all four of them. Everything looked smooth. The pacing, you could tell who was getting more offense. Penta was kind of like a medium pace, where Braun Breaker was just push. And then Dominic and Carlito ends up interfering mid-match. Braun Breaker takes care of that maybe like 5 minutes later and puts Carlito through the announce table on the outside to where we start getting closer to the finish. Braun gets in the ring. He spears the shit out of Penta, basically eliminating him from the match, to where Dom comes in, and then Dom hits him with a 619, and then he's going to go for the frog splash. And Finn Balor kind of hits the rope, so then he just falls on his nuts. So that's what happens. He just falls on his nuts. And then Finn hits him with a couple moves. He hits him with the shotgun drop. He hits him with the coup de grace. 1, 2, and a fucking frog. The brand new Intercontinental Championship. It shocked me. Dominic Mysterio is your brand new Intercontinental Champion, and I thought it was a very nice touch to the evening. We then moved on to Randy Orton versus his mystery opponent. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Nick Aldis? Is it gonna be Solo Sikoa? Is it gonna be Tama Tonga? Is it gonna be Rusev? Is it gonna be Aleister Black? Is it gonna be Edge? Christian? All these names getting floated around to where someone said this motherfucker's name. Joe Hendry ended up coming out. And I feel it's a bit disappointing. They only gave Joe Hendry and Randy Orton about 5 minutes for their TNA partnership, but whatever. I mean, he still gets it. It was a very nice surprise to the night. Everybody can bitch and moan and complain and whatever, but I thought it was brilliant. Joe Hendry coming out, giving a pop. Randy Orton still getting the win. So I was happy by the end of it. So then we had Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, and like I said in my prediction video, I thought it would underdeliver, and I think I was right. I did think it underdelivered. After that, we moved on to our women's tag team match, which I thought I don't know. Raquel Rodriguez just looked out of sync. Her and Liv looked out of sync together. But this match was made for the big return of Becky Lynch. We all knew it was going to be Becky Lynch as soon as we saw her in the back. As soon as we saw Bayley get hurt, we were like, yeah, bro, we already know who's next. So the shock factor didn't really do anything for anybody. And the crowd went mild. This crowd was horrible. Crowd not being the best. Lyra Valkyria, Lyra 2 belts now. Then we went on to our main event. Cody Rhodes, the defending champ, versus John Cena, the winner of the Elimination Chamber, the best heel in the company. A very, very slow and methodical and aggressive pace. This whole match. I know a lot of people probably did not enjoy it. A lot of people don't like slow pace. They like action. They like fast pace. Dave Meltzer likes the fast pace shit. And a very slow pace, I felt what was needed for this main event. Travis Scott ended up coming out during it. He got Crossroads. John Cena hit Cody Rhodes with 4 AAs. 4. And he kicked out of all of them. John Cena not knowing what to do. He resorted to cheating. He blasted Cody Rhodes in the head with the belt after giving Cody Rhodes a choice. Is Cody Rhodes going to hit him with the belt? Or is Cody Rhodes going to stay as the babyface and not hit him with the belt? And then John Cena hits him in the dick, and then that's where John Cena hits him with the belt. 1, 2, 3. John Cena ends WrestleMania as your 17-time WWE champion. And to now where we stand on April 21st, because it is now midnight, he said he's going to ruin professional wrestling, and he's going to explain it and show us on Monday Night Raw. I am hoping he brings out the spinner belt. Any version of a spinner belt. It would be amazing. I love the spinner belt. But I love the main event. I did like this WrestleMania. Obviously not as much as last year's, and obviously not as much before. Going into this, I did have very low expectations for it, but I'm not one to complain about too much. If I were to give this WrestleMania rating, I would give it about like a 7.5 out of 10. 7. I think I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. Had more good than bad. Oh my god, I almost forgot to talk about one thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin came out in his fucking motor rider or whatever, fucking crashed into a barricade, and I'm pretty sure he hurt somebody. I will be talking about that in its own separate video, but yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, WrestleMania 41 in the books. We love WrestleMania. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10, and that is my reaction to WrestleMania. I liked it a lot. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Boo!